Did you know that over 75% of pastors report feeling fatigued and worn out every week? And nearly half of them consider leaving or quitting the ministry altogether because of stress? Even outside the religious sphere, burnout affects millions of people. Recent studies show that over 60% of employees experience symptoms of burnout in their careers. The toll on our spiritual well-being is undeniable, as we find ourselves emotionally drained, disengaged from our passions, and questioning the very meaning of our existence. In this video, we are going to explore what spiritual burnout is, what are the symptoms, and what are the strategies to combat spiritual burnout. Please, if you find the content in this video helpful, subscribe, like, and share the content. May God bless you all. Let's get started. Spiritual burnout is a state of exhaustion that extends beyond the physical and emotional realms, impacting one's spiritual well-being. It is a complex experience that can manifest in various ways, often leaving individuals feeling drained, disconnected, and disillusioned. Spiritual burnout can manifest itself in the form of emotional exhaustion. At its core, spiritual burnout is characterized by a profound sense of emotional depletion. You feel that you are emotionally depleted. The passion and enthusiasm that once fueled spiritual practices may dwindle, replaced by feelings of apathy, weariness, and even resentment. The activities that once brought joy and solace may now feel like burdensome obligations. Not only that, spiritual burnout can also manifest itself in the form of disconnection from spiritual practices and beliefs. As burnout takes hold, individuals may find themselves distancing themselves from the very practices and beliefs that once held deep meaning to them. For example, prayer, meditation, religious rituals, or other forms of spiritual engagement may lose their appeal or feel like empty routines. This disconnect can lead to feelings of isolation and a loss of connection to one's spiritual community. This is rather prevalent in church leaders, pastors, ministers. Spiritual burnout can also manifest itself in the form of feeling overwhelmed and resentful. The demands of spiritual commitments, whether self-imposed or externally driven, can become overwhelming, leading to resentment and a sense of being burdened. This resentment may extend to spiritual leaders, the community, or even in our own relationship with God. Our perceptions of God may even change, may even be affected. I would say perhaps the most important aspect of spiritual burnout is the existential crisis it can trigger. Individuals may begin to question the meaning and purpose of their spiritual pursuits, doubting the validity of their beliefs and wondering if their efforts are worthwhile. This questioning can lead to feelings of emptiness, confusion, and a loss of direction. Understanding the multifaceted nature of spiritual burnout is the first step towards addressing and overcoming it. By recognizing the signs and symptoms, individuals can begin to take proactive measures to restore their spiritual well-being and reconnect with their inner compass. This is quite a painful experience, especially for leaders, church leaders, pastors. We do not want to accept that we are experiencing these challenges. We present ourselves as the beacons of hope, and people come to us for support, for words of encouragement. But when we find ourselves in that very situation where we need the support of others, in most cases, we seem not willing to reach out for that support. This can exacerbate the problems instead of resolving them. Now, let us consider the common causes of spiritual burnout. By understanding the common factors that often contribute to the development of the spiritual burnout, we might be in a better position to prevent it in the first place. One of the common causes is overcommitment to spiritual activities or responsibilities. In the pursuit of spiritual growth and fulfillment, individuals, especially pastors and others, may inadvertently overextend themselves, taking on excessive responsibilities or constantly striving for spiritual perfection. This can lead to exhaustion and burnout. Of course, we need to ensure that we have adequate time dedicated to our spiritual activities. But at the same time, when we do this excessively, we might not get the desired results. The pressure to meet unrealistic expectations, whether self-imposed or externally driven, can deplete our energy and enthusiasm. There is a need for a balance. The second common cause is the neglecting of self-care and personal needs. Spirituality often emphasizes selflessness and service to others. These are very important for our ministry. However, neglecting one's own physical, emotional, and mental needs can be detrimental to spiritual well-being. Failing to prioritize rest, relaxation, healthy boundaries, and personal time can leave individuals feeling depleted and disconnected from their spiritual core. There is a need for balance. Time for family, time for friends, time for ministry activities, whatever those ministry activities are. But there should be a balance. The lack of supportive church or the guidance can also be an important common source of spiritual burnout. The spiritual journey is often enriched by the support and guidance of the community, the church members, the leadership. However, when this support is lacking, individuals may feel isolated and overwhelmed. The absence of mentors, trusted friends, or a sense of belonging within a spiritual community can leave one vulnerable to burnout. We need the support of the people that we shepherd. Pastors need the support of the people that they shepherd. They need the support of their leadership team, the support of the elders. Unrealistic expectations of spiritual growth can also be an important source of spiritual burnout. When individuals fail to meet their expectations. They might feel discouraged. They might feel inadequate. They might feel disillusioned. Do not set unrealistic expectations. It is therefore important to understand these factors and proactively engage in the process of mitigating their impact, helping us to avoid the spiritual burnout. It is important that we prioritize self-care, setting healthy boundaries, cultivating supportive relationships, and developing realistic expectations in our ministries. Now, what are the red flags that you are experiencing a spiritual burnout? In other words, what are the symptoms of spiritual burnout? As highlighted earlier, spiritual burnout, like any other form of exhaustion, manifests itself in various ways, impacting both the mind and the body. One of the most common signs of spiritual burnout is a persistent feeling of fatigue and low energy, even after adequate rest. This exhaustion extends beyond the physical realm, affecting one's emotional and spiritual reserves. Simple tasks may feel overwhelming, and the motivation to engage in spiritual practices may simply dwindle. Another red flag is difficulty concentrating or finding motivation. Spiritual burnout can impair cognitive function, making it difficult to concentrate, focus, or make decisions. The mind may feel foggy and cluttered, and even routine tasks may require significant effort. Motivation for spiritual activities may wane, and finding meaning in daily life can become challenging. It could be a sign you are experiencing a spiritual burnout. Increasing irritability or negativity has also been reported as one of the common symptoms of spiritual burnout. Individuals may experience heightened irritability, mood swings, and a tendency towards negativity. You may become easily frustrated, critical of yourself and others, and less tolerant of even minor inconveniences. These could be signs that as a pastor, as a church leader, as a minister, you are experiencing spiritual burnout. You might also experience changes in sleep or appetite. Spiritual burnout can disrupt sleep patterns, leading to insomnia, restless sleep, or excessive sleepiness. Changes in appetite may also occur, and some individuals may experience a loss of appetite or turning to food for comfort, while others may engage in emotional eating. These could be signs that you might be experiencing spiritual burnout. Loss of interest in previously enjoyable activities could be the loss of the joy that you found in preparing messages, the joy that you found in joining the congregation, singing with the congregation. These things may start to lose their appeal, and this is often when spiritual burnout sets in. Hobbies, social interactions, and even spiritual practices may feel like burdens rather than sources of pleasure and joy. This loss of interest can lead to feelings of apathy and a general sense of emptiness. You might also have the feeling of being isolated or disconnected from others. Spiritual burnout can create a sense of isolation and disconnection from others. Even in the presence of loved ones or a spiritual community, the church, individuals may feel emotionally distant and unable to relate to others. This isolation can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and despair. It is important that when we experience all these symptoms or some of these symptoms, we take action. The issue is not a simple experience of these factors which I have just highlighted, but it is the intensity in which, or the duration in which we experience them. If these are persistent experiences, it is absolutely important that we tackle them. We might want to take a break. We might want to seek maybe support from others. Now, what are the strategies for overcoming spiritual burnout? First, prioritize rest and self-care. Ensure that you get adequate sleep, allowing your body and mind to recharge. Engage in activities that promote relaxation and stress reduction, such as meditation, yoga, why not? Or spending time in nature. These practices can help calm the mind, rejuvenate the spirit, and restore your connection to your inner self. Remember to set healthy boundaries and learn to say no to additional commitments when you feel overwhelmed. Reconnect with your spiritual community. We are inherently social creatures. Our spiritual well-being often thrives in the context of the community. It is important that you seek support from trusted friends, mentors, or spiritual leaders who can offer guidance, encouragement, and a listening ear. Participate in group activities or discussions that foster a sense of belonging and shared purpose. Connecting with others on a spiritual level can remind you that you are not alone in your struggles, and this can provide a source of inspiration and strength. Explore new spiritual practices. Sometimes a change can do wonders for the soul. Experience with different forms of meditation, prayer, or contemplation to discover what resonates most deeply with you. What about music, literature? All this can play an important part. Spend time in nature, allowing its beauty and tranquility to nourish your soul. By opening yourself up to new experiences, you can reignite your passion for spiritual exploration and discover fresh sources of meaning and inspiration. Well, reassess your spiritual goals and expectations. It is important to be honest with yourself about your limitations and needs. Are your spiritual goals realistic or attainable? Are you putting undue pressure on yourself to achieve spiritual perfection? It is important to reassess your expectations and set achievable goals that align with your current capacity. Remember, spiritual growth is a journey, not a destination. Allow yourself the freedom to evolve at your own pace, and therefore embracing the lessons and challenges that come your way. It is also important to be grateful, to be thankful to God, to recognize our abilities, to recognize the gifts that we have, to recognize the success that we have. Look at things positively. Take time each day to reflect on the blessings in your life, both big and small. Cultivating a grateful heart can shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. Don't be too hard on yourself. Remember, Overcoming spiritual burnout takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself. Experiment with different strategies and seek guidance from trusted sources when needed. By prioritizing your well-being, nurturing your spiritual connection, and embracing a holistic approach to self-care, you can reignite the flame within and rediscover the joy, meaning, and purpose that spirituality brings to your life. Brothers and sisters, spiritual burnout is not a sign of weakness or failure. It is a natural consequence of the human experience. A reminder that we need rest and renewal. By acknowledging the signs of burnout and proactively implementing these strategies, you can embark on a transformative journey towards healing and wholeness. Remember, your spiritual well-being is a precious gift, one that deserves your attention and care. As you prioritize your spiritual health, you will not only benefit yourself, but also those around you. A renewed spirit radiates outward, inspiring and uplifting others. By sharing your journey and offering support to those who may be struggling, you contribute to a collective healing and create a more compassionate and connected world. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters, for joining me. Until next time, remember to walk in the victory that Christ has provided for us. Please, if you find value in this content, subscribe, like, share. May God bless you all.